Welcome to the Feminine Voice of God, a podcast celebrating women's spiritual connections to God, Source, and Spirit, including the mystical and the psychedelic. Join us as we explore women's transformative experiences of divine revelation and spiritual empowerment. I want to welcome everyone to episode 10 of the Feminine Voice of God. I am here with Jen Fox, who is an incredible human being that I also met on the LifeWorks journey. You guys are getting all these LifeWorks people. But it brought us together, and I feel like that was the biggest thing for me. So I have this incredible spiritual goddess of a woman that I get to interview today. So welcome, Jen.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, and I appreciate you making the time to come. And I know we had been trying to make it happen, and it was in a divine timing, and it's happened perfectly. Yeah. So I want to start by asking you, what was the biggest shift in your life or moment in your life where your spiritual journey began? What would you say was that moment?
That is such a great, big question.
It is.
So I'll start with my mom. My mom was such a spiritual being.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't believe in one path of religion, God. She just believed in everything.
Mm-hmm.
And so she would say some off the wall things.
Yeah.
And so I thought she was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And she would say the world's going to end soon.
Yeah.
Or something like that. But she always instilled this spirituality, and she had such a gift of giving to people and serving people on the street. And we did all these community things together. But the older that I got, I realized mom was right all along, And so I think by the time, because I thought, I was I'm always, I always considered myself to be a positive person.
Mm-hmm.
But when it came to spirituality, I don't think it landed until I went through my own process. And so it started with the discovery process of, transformational work and going to a workshop and going to a seminar and oh, wow. Everything that I thought was right was not it. You know what I mean?
It completely shakes up your reality.
Yeah, it was powerful. And so it was I think it was just the start of transformation that really woke me up and led me down this path of, dabbling into different modalities of spirituality, if that makes sense. So I don't know if there was something that happened per se. I think it was just an evolution of things clicking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Going into my first transformational workshop or seminar, I had gone through a breakup. So going through that first training, I had just gotten over a breakup. And I think that at that time of my life, I was going through a rocky relationship with my mom. And so that first part of completing that training was letting go of the story that I had my mom in.
Oh, yeah.
And so it was that was the beginning of patching up that relationship. And then kind of just working on different relationships, right? Especially with myself.
Yeah.
That was huge. So I think just going through that process and continuing the training or the seminars, if you will, but just the process. Let's just leave training out of it. Going through that process was huge because it made me realize I have myself in a story. I had my mom in a story. I had my son in a story.
Yeah.
So
everyone.
it's breaking those stories allowed me to unpeel, starting to unpeel those layers of the stories that I had myself and other people. So
Wow. I love that. And it's the more you do that, you free those people.
Yeah.
You like free yourself,
Mhm.
and it heals
Mhm.
people. Like
Mhm.
and it's crazy the way that it works because you could be working on your healing and it will like connect to your mom and
Yes.
it will like go back and heal your mom because you're
Yes.
bringing light to things that were dense within you
Mhm.
that you're like carrying from her,
Yeah,
So I love that. And I love that your mom, it seems like, was like kind of planting seeds for you when you were young.
exactly. She
And
was.
yeah, she
Yeah.
was planting those seeds and it took time for the fruit to grow.
Mhm.
But, like and then you even in the future now, like, having that healing with her and working on that relationship with her and her being the one that planted those seeds.
It's
Yeah.
truly remarkable because it took for me to, like, remove the blindfold.
Mhm.
It's like all those stories were the blindfold, and when I removed it and it's
Yeah.
still a process of removing that blindfold to
Mhm.
really hear what she's been trying to tell me all along.
Yeah.
And now that she's in a different realm,
Mm.
it's like those gifts still stay behind. Like,
Yes.
that's for legacy, It's
Absolutely.
like I can hear her voice sometimes, and it's like, "Yeah, you're right, mom. You are so right. Yes,
Oh my
you're right
god,
all
I love
along."
that.
Yeah, it was such a gift.
Wow. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, so your mom has passed on.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. She
Yeah.
passed in 2022.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm sure that was really difficult for you.
It was. There were
Yeah.
so many things to it, like being able to take care of her and being
Mhm.
able to take care of her as, like, I saw it as, like, her inner child needed to be
Mhm.
taken care of and nurtured, and it was
Mhm.
like, "Wow, I get to do this
Yeah.
for her?
Oh my god.
Wow."
I love that.
And so, like, going through that process and up until the moment that she passed, like, seeing her last breath,
Mhm.
and I was, like, giving her whispers in her
Yeah.
ear, like, "I love you so much. Thank you for this journey
Oh my
together.
god.
Thank you for all the gifts that you left with
Yeah.
me."
Wow.
And, like, seeing her last breath, it was just, like, relief.
Like the sigh letting go, yeah.
Yeah, and my friend Andrea showed up. And, like, I wasn't expecting anybody to show up, but it was, like,
Uh-huh.
last minute, like, "Hey, I'm on my way," and it was, like, at a time where you had to, like, get COVID testing still, and I was like, "I don't know if they're gonna let you in." It was just,
Yeah.
like, everything was just last minute, but it all lined up for her to be there with me, and so I remember just, like, my mom, they just breathed more and more shallow,
Mhm.
and it was that last breath where I looked at my friend, I was like, "That's it, she's gone."
Yeah.
Like, but her spirit was still so present.
I bet.
It was just the body that was just like
She had left the body.
she left the body, but her spirit was just so present and powerful, and I was just,
Mhm.
"What do I do?
Yeah,
Like,
just so
now?
I
What do I
know.
do now?" And it's like, that just made me realize, like, the identity that I had
Yeah.
with her and caring for her.
Mm.
So, like, leaving the hospital that morning, I think it was, like, 3 o'clock in the morning, I left, and I was just
Mhm.
like, "Now what?"
Oh god.
"Now what? What do I
Right.
do?"
Oh my gosh. Like that, like, are you saying in a way that, like, her leaving this world, it was almost like releasing you from this identity you had carried for so long that you were like, "What do I do? Who am I
I
outside of this
think it
identity?" What do
I
you
think
mean?
it was part of that, but I think that, like, my identity, you know, it's like the roles that we play. We
Yeah.
play a role of being mom, and, like, what are
Mhm.
the burdens that we may carry of
Yeah.
being mom or being
Mhm.
spouse or
Mhm.
partner or friend or sister, all those roles that we play,
Mhm.
and so I think the role that I played was being a good daughter.
Mm.
Because I made up something when I was very small,
Mhm.
was that it was my responsibility to protect her or
Mm.
to take care of her or to
Mhm.
please her or to make
Mm.
her happy.
Yeah.
And so it was those patterns that I lived my life from. Like, I had to make sure that I was a good daughter. I had
Yeah.
to make sure that I was a pleasing daughter. I had to make sure
Mhm.
that I was making her proud.
Mm.
Right? And so I lived from that space and I was like, "Okay, I can let go of that
Yeah.
now." I can let go of that identity and just love her and just like that's all she wanted was just to be loved. It was like
Mhm.
that other stuff was just an illusion and
I
stuff that I made
know.
up,
I know.
you know?
And it's so incredible though how we do that for every role,
Yeah.
and I love how you explain that because there's so many people that don't understand that, right? And there's people that are probably listening to this right now that are thinking, I'm not playing a role. How am I playing a role? But it's like there's I forget where he says it, but I'm sure you know who Ram Dass is.
Mhm.
But Ram Dass talks about that, how we are just in a role.
Yeah.
We're playing a character
Yeah.
of a daughter, a son, a mother, an aunt, a friend, like
Mhm.
whatever it is.
Mhm.
It's all a role that we're playing, and really, like we're all one.
Yes.
It's all us,
Yes.
you know? So like that, I think for people to understand and know that helps them to maybe not get so entangled in
Mhm.
those roles
Mhm.
because that's when we become more dense in the places that we're living because we're so attached
Yes.
to those roles and to being in that space.
Yes.
Yeah. And it
Yeah.
gets heavy.
It does get
Yeah.
heavy. Yeah. And then the resistance of it is where suffering comes in, I think. It's like I have to. Like, I have to
Mhm.
be a good daughter. I have to be a good mom. It's
Mhm.
like that. And it's like, just let go and just be.
Just let go, right?
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and
So,
and that makes me think of too, like suffering's gonna happen, like it
mhm,
is. And I think too, it's like when we're like you're saying, when we let go, like accepting that suffering or that pain might come and
mhm,
being okay with that too,
yeah.
instead of also like avoiding that. Cause I think it's something I see with a lot of moms because I
Mhm,
work in mental health.
mhm.
And a lot of moms have, we call it mom guilt, where
Mm,
moms come in
mhm,
and they don't want their kids to feel bad. They don't want them to feel like they're not loved. They don't want them to feel any uncomfortable emotions.
mhm,
So these moms will like do whatever and they'll cross boundaries. They'll be super enmeshed and entangled with them emotionally
mhm.
and in ways that are actually like not helpful.
Right.
But it's because the mom is like trying to play that role of
Mhm.
like, I want to be a good mom.
Yes.
I want to keep you from experiencing any pain and any
Mhm,
hurt
mhm.
when part of the pain and hurt is part of the existence too.
Yes. Part of the
Yeah,
experience.
it's part of the human
Yes.
experience.
Yeah.
So like I love that you bring up that role piece for you and how like you were freed of that in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, if I'm not a good daughter, then I am this, and it's like constantly trying to piece together like what I should be,
Yeah.
right? Versus like what's possible of me just letting go of,
Exactly.
and I think that through that process of caring for my mom, I learned to let go more and more of like being the best daughter possible, or like
Mhm.
even remembering that conversation or that belief that I created long ago when I was like 4 years old.
Yeah.
It's like going to that inner child and saying, like, you weren't responsible for that. But like I carried it like it was like a backpack full of rocks and
Yeah.
so much more, wearing it as a cape, that
Mhm.
I assigned myself that role
Yeah.
and the burdens and everything else, the heaviness, like, it had
Mhm.
nothing to do with her, it was, like, everything that I brought upon myself
Mhm.
that I got to be in responsibility for,
Yeah.
and that was a beautiful process just to, like, "Okay, you can breathe too," and let go,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree, and it makes me think too of my role with my son,
Mm,
right? And when he was, like, having some hard times and was running away from home, and I was, like, struggling, trying to find him, like, really having a hard time as a mom,
mm,
right? He had been missing for, like, a couple of months. I had no idea where he was. So I was like, "Okay, I can, like, literally, like, break the fuck down, okay?
mhm,
Like, lose my mind, be like, 'Hey, my son's missing, I haven't talked to him,' and quit my job and just be, like, a depressed, like, ball at home."
mhm,
I could do that.
mhm,
I know I have that capacity to be in that space, absolutely. I
mhm,
was like, or I can trust that, like, wherever he is, he's being taken care of.
mm,
And, like, I don't know what the plan or purposes that God has designed for him, but like I have to trust that it's something outside of me. It's outside of me being like, I need to control you and make sure that you're safe, that you're
Mhm.
good, that you're doing the right path, going to college, going to high school, doing all the things that everyone else is doing. That means you're on the right path, right? So
Mhm.
for me, I was like, oh, all these things are starting to fall away
Mm.
because he's having a hard time. He's missing, he's gone. You know, who knows if my thing was, who knows if he's even going to come back? No.
Yeah.
What if somebody calls me and they call me and they're like, we found him and he passed away?
Wow.
So it was like I had to make a choice, like
Mm.
what energy I wanted to be in.
Right.
And I remember I did a ceremony for myself.
Mhm.
And I went into the ceremony and I was like, I need to know. I need you to tell me where my son is.
Mhm.
I need answers. I was like, tell me where he is, show me him, something,
Yeah.
right? I go in and spirit's like, you need to trust and let go.
Mm.
And there was like, do you think that we don't have him? And it
Mhm.
showed me him, and he was in my mind's eye, stood there, and behind him lined up all my ancestors. They just started appearing
Mm.
in a big long line, and they were like, "We've got him." They were like, "You do." I just got chills right now, even
Wow.
too.
Yeah.
They're like, "You don't have to worry about him." They were like, "Trust that he's okay."
Yeah.
And I let that go, and within like 30 days, he called me, and he
Mm.
was like, "Hey, mom, I just wanted to call and like, I know I've been gone, and like, just talk to me and like." We reconnected.
Mm.
So it was like that, letting go of that role, right? And that energy and that heaviness
Yeah.
put me in a space to where I was free and then I also freed him
Yeah.
and then we could reconnect.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's powerful that you even had that awareness that you could choose, like, I could be in this energy frequency or I can be in this frequency.
Yeah.
And, like, being in ceremony, you're like, "I'm just trusting what frequency I get to be in,"
Yeah.
because knowing like, it's the knowing that, like, I let go and things will show up the way they need to exactly the way they need to show
Yeah.
up.
They
Yeah.
do. And I feel like that holding on, that even shifts and misaligns us too and puts us on
Mhm.
a different path and in different places. Right? So it's like even now with everything that's happening in our society and everything that's going on, right?
Wild. Yeah,
Like we have a choice to make,
absolutely.
you know, which timeline and what reality you want to pay attention to.
Mm.
And, you know, like I was just having this conversation this morning with Avi about how like I'm choosing to focus on like the new earth and the timeline that we're moving to.
Yes.
And that's like all the stuff that we're creating. I mean, all the things we're working on and that we're like all collabing to create,
Right.
like, that's us ushering in this new earth and
Yes.
this timeline that we wanna be on,
Mhm.
not like this old timeline that has been existing. So, like, I wanna actually get into, like, some of that work that you do and, like,
Mhm.
how you really got into doing the work that you do now, and you can tell us a little bit about it, like, the spiritual work that
Absolutely.
you do,
Yeah.
but how you got into that, like, what really led you and called you to that path? How did you know?
So, inner child work,
Mhm.
um, and it kinda brings it back to this old way of thinking or the old energy, and I think that it's been such a big distraction
Mhm.
that, like, in a way, it's the energy that people keep on, you know,
Eating into?
feeding into and, like, bringing it bigger and bigger and expanding on it that, like, people are forgetting more and more of who we really are and our true essence and, like, what is important, what matters. And I understand that, like, there's so much stuff going in the world,
Mhm.
but, like, I really do my best not to feed into it. Like, I hear it and I see it on social media, and I'm just like,
Mhm.
"Okay, check in here and there," but I just do my best not to get so wrapped up into it. And
Mhm.
so it's like, to me, it's like old energy. And how can I create new empowering energy? And so I
Mhm.
think that going back to when I did this inner child work for the first time, I did this process of like, okay, I see now the relationships that I get to reinvent or repair, starting with myself, my mother, most importantly, my father, and just everybody else um, in my family
Mhm.
to start with. And so inner child work was like really about healing those moments of my
Mhm.
life, like the dormant, sleepy,
Mm.
unawakened parts of myself at different ages. Cause it wasn't just
Mhm.
like, oh, it happened when I was 4, and then
Yes.
again at 6. And then, it was like all those tiny incremental moments
Mhm.
and the beliefs that I created, like that are
Mm.
still, I'm still waking up to,
Mhm.
even being in a new relationship. And it's like, that's the beautiful thing about being in a relationship, that it's a
Mhm. It
mirror,
is.
right? And so when I completed that process, I was like, it's not complete. Like, I
Mhm.
get to continue this work on myself and
Mhm.
also bring light to people who are open, right? Because
Mhm.
it takes an openness to
It
do the work.
does. Yeah.
You can't you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them
Can't.
drink it, right?
Never.
That's like
No.
such a cliche thing to say maybe.
But it
However,
yeah.
I think it's very true, because when somebody's awake to the tiniest part of, like, okay, I know there's some work to be done. I don't know what
Mhm.
it is, but I know that I feel a certain way. So let's start there, right? So
Mhm.
it's like just cracking open the possibility of, like, what could happen, or how could we live our lives
Mhm.
if we just start the work, right?
Yeah.
So inner child has been such a huge awakening for
Mm.
me. And I see how it can create such a beautiful domino effect
Mhm.
impact for people to go back to their inner child at those different stages and heal
Mhm.
those parts of ourselves
Mhm.
to be as powerful and show up as powerful as we can be. But not only that, but like make a difference in those relationships, because we
Yes.
bring that crap with us.
We do.
It's like luggage that we
Oh,
bring along,
yes.
and we like put that luggage on other people. They
Mhm.
say, if you I don't remember how the saying goes, but it's something like, if you don't heal the cuts or the wounds, then you'll bleed on people that didn't cut you
Yeah.
or
It's
something.
like
I don't remember.
heal so you don't bleed on the people who didn't cut
Exactly.
you. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's that. It's like,
Well, I think too, like what I see in relationships and like even just what I've seen like in my own relationship, because my
mhm,
relationship is transitioning and changing
mhm,
and shifting because of how we're aligned, right? And it's like we each come with like those things that are those beliefs and those things that have been created. And I see it like luggage and I also see it like it's like these bricks that
mm,
we're using that we've built
mhm,
like around our true self. And
mhm,
when we get in this relationship with people, we like start putting them in bricks
mm,
too.
mm,
Like, and like now I feel like I'm like enclosed in the bricks of like
mm,
the beliefs of the relationship that I've been in and his beliefs. And I'm sure he
mhm,
feels the same way,
mhm,
and it's like those are the wounded pieces that we've brought and that we can choose to look at and heal, or like maybe that alignment is like reattunement and it's saying, hey, like you've met what you needed
mm,
to be coherent in this relationship with the healing that needed to happen.
mm,
And now it's a reattunement to something else. You're
mm,
being realigned,
mm,
So like I'm
mhm.
trusting that. Like
Yes.
that process, it's like the energy is calling me out for something else.
Mm,
And it's so crazy too, Jen, how like when you actually listen
yeah.
to the energy, and the biggest thing is like your body, like
Mhm.
listening to the body, like my body and the way that I look, the way that I feel, my energy, all is like communication
Yes.
to me that there's things I need to pay attention to,
Mhm.
So like I'm really learning that
Mhm.
lesson in this whole thing too. So I think like, and that I think connects to the inner child piece
Yes.
because I did this. I've been working on this like 4-week plant medicine preparation journey.
Mm.
And I created it not only for me to like go and do fantastical things in the universe when I'm on plant medicine, but
Yeah.
to connect other people to that and to help people that want to start like a daily sadhana or like a daily spiritual practice and have that be a part of their life. because I was thinking like ceremonially, we used to prepare for these things.
Yes.
Like our ancestors, we were spiritually connected and tuned in on the daily. And we don't do that now. And then we have people like we're just going doing ceremonies. I'm like, no, we need like some heavier preparation. And I think it's devotion, it's honoring that.
Mm.
So I did this 4-week devotional journey. And during my plant medicine ceremony that I did solo, I went as like, and during this 4-week journey, I also like shifted timelines. It was fucking weird. I was like driving and I felt myself like it was weird, like I was being pulled out of my body. And I was looking through my eyes, but it felt like I was looking through a different set of eyes. Like it wasn't me. And then I felt this incredible shift, and it was like you just shifted into a different timeline and energy. And I was like, oh my God. And like and even me looking in the mirror, like I feel like it's different. Like me looking around, I feel like something's different. Right. So then on my mushroom journey and in my ceremony, I'm going back as this new timeline person. I like went back to versions of myself where I had been in extreme pain or hurt or created like beliefs that were like stuck points. And I was like bringing light to them. And I was like shining light on it. And it was like making it less heavy and dense. And it was like releasing a bunch of stuff that was there. And I was freaking bawling, Jen. Like I was crying. I was like ugly crying, like just balled up. But I felt like emotionally I had opened up, and like my heart, like it had opened up. Yeah. It felt like raw, like it was getting ripped open. It was hot. It was a hot heart. And I felt the solar plexus pressure here. Like during the whole ceremony, the chakra colors were coming up. So it was incredible to do that. So like having that healing to your inner child and reconnecting to those parts of you that have created those beliefs. It sounds like, I mean, that's what you're saying too. Us releasing those pieces. I feel like that's what helps us step more into our most authentic self and like the light being that we truly are. We're so heavy and dense with all this emotional shit when really we're light. Yeah.
And I want to touch on the body, like when we're listening to our body, because our nervous system, and
Yes.
we can feel it when something feels uneasy. And I think that in the inner child work, that's helped me to pay attention to that, right? Because we hold on to those emotions and those feelings, those unexpressed emotions, those suppressed emotions. And so when things come up that trigger us, that we're not always immediately conscious to, our body feels it before we can emotionally feel it. Before we can emotionally recognize what it could be, before we can pinpoint it. But our body feels it because, our body keeps score.
It does.
And so it is so powerful how our body just is like the language that we get to pay attention to, the communication that we get to listen to, right?
Yeah.
And so calming the nervous system is part of that inner child work, because we can't change what happened, but we can change our beliefs of what we created about what happened, right? And so it's really just honing in and paying attention to our body. And even like me, the throat thing, the throat thing has been such a big thing for me to like let go and like speak on it or speak on my experiences. And I found this interesting thing about like, you don't have to share everything, because where am I coming from with that? Is that ego having to share every single thing? Or is there some parts of myself or some experiences that I get to keep sacred, that I get to like just honor those experiences, and I don't have to share every single thing, right? Because again, where am I coming from with having to say, oh my God, I have to share my whole story, right? Like, I want to write a book on my life experiences and lessons, but I know that there's some things that are sacred that I don't have to share every single thing.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's so true. And I love that you said that, because I was kind of wrestling with that exact thing after I did this ceremony, because I recorded myself like at the end.
Yeah. I heard a little bit.
Yeah. And I put it on my Instagram, and that's just a clip. It was like 9 minutes of me just talking. I have little breaks in there, but I was like, I should share this with people,
Mm,
right?
mhm,
And again, it was like, okay, well, where do you want to share this from?
mhm.
First came up, and I was like, oh yeah. I was like, well, I was like, I kind of do want to keep it sacred and like to myself. But then I had this other voice come up that was like, no, but you actually should share
Mm,
because there's people that are afraid to
mm,
do ceremonies like you're doing, to
mm.
do it by themselves, or to even go and join a group. And like you sharing this right now could show them like there's nothing to be afraid of and what they actually could get connected to.
Yeah.
So I'm like still kind of wrestling with like what to do,
Mm.
but it's like been that's kind of where I've been. So I hear you.
I
Yeah.
think that where you're coming from, paying attention to that is more so like, what possibility can I be for other people?
Mhm.
Right? And I think that everything that we experience and, is valid.
Mhm.
Um, but there's some, yeah, I think it's just being having that discernment of like, what do I
Mhm.
hold and what do I keep within and what do I share to be the possibility for other people?
Mhm.
So it's being that possibility that you
Yeah.
get to share your experience and your ceremony because again, people don't know what they don't
Yeah.
know of going into ceremony, going in by it themselves,
Mhm.
experiencing ceremony. So that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree 100%. And I even think of when you say like not sharing things, right? There's times where there's information that like I'm receiving
Mhm.
maybe about something that's going on with somebody,
Mm.
but it's like not time to share,
Mm.
right? I think of that too.
Yeah.
Like where there's some people that are like, "Oh, well, I'm speaking my truth." And I'm like,
Mhm.
"Well, truth comes with discernment though,
Yeah.
and it comes with this wisdom of knowing
Mhm.
like what you should, not even should, like when is the divine timing to
Yeah.
share something with somebody
Yeah.
based on like their alignment and where they are and
Mhm.
how you're being aligned to them and tuned to them.
Mm.
Because there's sometimes like, again, it brings me back to like my job. There's people that they're exactly in that space where their nervous system is so dysregulated
Mhm.
that they're in psychosis,
Mm.
they're having a mental health break.
Mhm.
And a lot of my work is getting people out of that fight or flight and getting them into rest and digest or
Mm.
like just surrender and letting go and relax nervous system, right? And it's a tough job. But like if I was to go to people with all the wisdom and knowledge that I have and be like, oh, it's your spirit and your energy needs this and like your dark night of your soul is going through this, like they're like, you're fucking crazy.
They might not be ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First of all, yeah, they would think I'm the crazy person.
Right.
And then they're like not ready to receive that information. So I think that's where like that discernment comes in also of
Mm.
like there's sacred things that
Mhm.
being in that energy and vibration that you are in,
Mm.
and you can receive that
Mhm.
because you're attuned to that,
Mhm.
but maybe other people are not quite prepared.
Right.
But like that's your sacred duty to hold that and to share that information when it's ready. Yeah. So I think of it even that.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Timing.
people.
Timing,
Yes.
divine timing is everything. Yeah.
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 And I'm sure you figured that out, like you doing the job that you do,
Yeah.
like you have to have like the timing
Yeah.
and like asking the right questions
Yes.
is really important.
Questions are so powerful. And I
Mhm.
think that for me at least, like, I don't know if maybe I'm making this up, but I don't believe that I'm one that like shares everything like, oh my God, let me tell you about this and this and this and this and this. But if you're asking me, it's like that invitation to share, right? I think that I'm more inquisitive. Like I like to ask people
Mhm.
questions and get to know and history because I think we're more connected than we are different, right? Like
We are.
we are one,
We
right?
are.
We experience maybe not the same experience, but we all
Mhm.
experience joy and
Yes.
loss and grief and all of the things.
Mhm.
Um, and so I love to learn about people's experiences. And I think that it's just a human thing that we all
Yeah.
want to connect and relate.
Mhm.
And I think that for me is big. And when it comes to like sharing things, I think that there's something about being asked questions,
Mhm.
and having the moment to think like, okay. there it is.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I want to ask you too, like, what do you think, like, for you, what would you say are like some big spiritual moments for you that, like, something that, like, really stuck with you through your
Mm.
healing journey that you've been on?
I think that breath is like the most
Mm.
powerful technology that I discovered. I mean, of
Mhm.
course, we come into the world first breath, a
Yes.
DMT, and we leave
Leave.
with that last breath, that DMT. Um, so when I discovered breath work, and I know there's so many modalities, there's so many different ways to do it. And
Mhm.
the way that I experienced it, I did this 30-day challenge, not that that matters, but every day I was like
Mhm.
immersing more and more into this powerful technology, right? And
Mhm.
I think that in that moment or those moments, I received downloads and like
Mm.
immediate decisions to make
Mhm.
and discernment. Like, this is not it.
Yeah.
Like, let's just say it was a person. Um, this is not it for you.
Mm.
And so I had to figure out, and I think we talked about this briefly, like, how do
Mhm.
I know if this is just like my thoughts or if this is like actual
Mhm.
information that I get to take and apply it, right?
Mhm.
Um, when I followed that decision or when I
Mhm.
followed that download, I try to resist it, if you will,
Mhm.
and all these things started unraveling,
Oh,
and it was
man.
like universe slapping you, like, "I
Yeah.
told you so. You
Oh
didn't
god.
listen. Here's another thing. Here's
Yeah.
more evidence." And I
Ugh.
was like, "Oh my gosh, okay." So I think that was me, that breath connecting to spirit, and
Mhm.
spirit telling me, like, "I'm telling you right now, you
Yes.
can do it your way. However, it's this is gonna continuously show up for you in different ways until you get it, until you are confident and land
Mhm.
and, like, just follow what I have
The
for
path
you,
I've
pretty
opened. Yeah,
much."
like,
Yeah.
yeah.
And so it was just the breath, inner child work
Mhm.
that really revealed things to me and continuously reveal things to me now as
Yeah.
a 45-year-old adult,
Mhm.
that there's always work to be done
Yes.
and there's
Yeah.
always spirit there. It's just a
Mhm.
matter of removing the blindfold
Mhm.
and the earmuffs to listen and to see and to hear
Yeah.
and to feel like what is in my highest and greatest good,
Mhm.
right? Oh, I got the
Yeah.
truth
Oh, good.
bumps or just
We've got it a
moving
couple
through.
times.
Yes.
It's visited us.
So,
Yeah, I
yeah.
love that, and I agree. I think, that's something that I've discovered too, like, when I'm on the path that is being laid before me by
Mhm.
spirit, and even there's times I've been guided to that,
Mm.
and when I'm on it, things are just flowing,
Yes.
like, stuff's in alignment, like, things work out.
Mm.
Maybe stuff comes up to stress me out, but I'm like, "It's all good. It's all good." It's like I got a parking ticket. I was like,
Yay!
"Yeah, it's perfect." I was like, "You know what? I got the money in my bank account for this. It's all good." Somewhere, somebody will be like, "Oh, you know what? I got an extra tip somewhere. Look how it balanced out. It's all perfect, right?" So everything's in alignment and it all works out just
Yes.
like that. But then when I'm fighting,
Mm.
same thing. I get smacked too.
Yes.
Like, spirit comes to me and is, like, smacking me, like, telling me.
Mhm.
One of my biggest ones that I remember that happening for was when I was in Hawaii. I was doing a ceremony for some people, a small group.
Mhm.
We were out there doing it, and I had gotten, like, little whispers and, like, nudges from spirit
Mm.
that I needed to step more into the ceremonial space
Mm.
for people,
Mhm.
and I was like, "Nah, you know what?" I was like, "I don't even know how to get into this." I'm like,
Mhm.
I was just doing it for me, for my own healing. I'm like, "I got my job, I'm good, like, I'm so fine." When I was in Hawaii, though, I felt it like a big smack,
Mm.
like a smack to the face when I was in ceremony, and it was like, "We've been telling you
Mm.
that you need to go into this space,
Mm.
and you're not doing it, and because you're not doing it, like, that's a ripple effect on all these other things and people that you don't even realize you're having an effect
What
on.
a responsibility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like, so we need you to do this.
Mhm.
So I've been like trying to get into it,
Mhm.
but I guess I'm not doing it in the timing that spirit wants because I've been
Mhm.
feeling it. I've been feeling it like calling, like just pulling me. And now that I'm stepping into it more with my podcast,
Yes.
I'm stepping more into it with ceremonies. I'm
Mhm.
stepping more into it with um like the 4-week sacred weaving journey that I created. Like it's things are just starting to fall into place.
Yes, because you're
Yeah.
listening.
Yes, because I'm
Yeah.
listening.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Powerful.
it's so beautiful just to see and to feel like you're saying the body,
Mhm.
how my body feels, how my body's changing and shifting just from like the little things that I'm doing, like stepping into that space.
Mhm.
I feel lighter,
Mhm.
like I'm starting to like actually like my body's like starting to go back into shape where
Yeah.
I've been out of shape for years.
Mm.
And it's all alignment, Jen.
Mhm. Mhm.
Like it's all alignment.
Yes.
I friggin' am like, oh my God, I'm just shocked at
Mhm.
how incredible it is.
Mhm.
So, and I think for you too, like you understand that.
Yeah.
I remember us talking about that
Yeah.
during the ceremony, like you aligning and that happening for you,
Yes.
the shifts in your body and
Yes.
everything. So it's powerful work.
It is powerful, and I think that the weight sometimes that we carry is not physical
Mhm.
weight, it's emotional.
Yeah.
And letting go of, the emotions that are connected to certain things, it's
Mhm.
it's the heaviness part of it, right? That we get to let go of.
Yeah.
And that's why I created this, like, persona, if you will, break free with Jen, because it's like it's
Mhm.
not complete it's breaking free moment to moment, right? It's
Mhm.
like every opportunity to break free from anything that holds us down or
Mm.
weighs us down.
Mhm.
Um, right.
Mhm.
And so it's like everything else could be a distraction. Yes, life happens and things come up and the
Mhm.
smack in the face and the parking ticket or what have you.
Yes.
But like everything has substance to me,
Mhm.
right? Like everything has its purpose. And things that have happened to me, let's just say, like there was still substance in it, right? It's like,
Mhm.
how does this serve me and my highest and
Yeah.
greatest good? There's still substance to it.
I love that.
And so it's like getting grounded and like, well, okay, what is my commitment now? What is this season about? What is this month about? What is
Mhm.
today about? What is this moment about? What is this person teaching me? What
Mhm.
do I get to learn? What do I get to teach? How are we each other's teacher? So it's those
Mhm.
moments that we get to break free
Mm.
and really just like continuously evolve and
Yeah.
expand and, be light, travel light,
Yeah.
right?
Travel light.
Travel
Yeah. Be
light.
the light.
Yes.
Yes.
We are the light.
We are the light. I love it. Yes. Okay. So tell us a little bit about like Break Free with Jen. So we're
Okay.
getting into it. So like tell us about Break Free with
So
Jen.
the story is,
Uh huh.
um, it's a friend of mine, Albert. He's great.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he did a performance to this song called "I Want to Break Free"
Uh
from
huh.
Queen, right?
Okay.
And so since that, like, I know it's a silly, maybe a silly thing, but when he did that performance, right,
Uh-huh.
that was like his song that he performed to. Let's just say in this process that we did. I was like, "Ooh, break free." Like, it
Mm.
meant something for me,
Yes.
right? And it meant that we have the opportunity, the possibility to break free whenever we want. Break
Mhm.
free from what? I don't know. Whatever it means to
Whatever.
you. What's the
Yeah.
significance to you to break free from what?
Mhm.
Like, not to say to replace it with something, but just
Yes.
so, like, what am I breaking free from in this moment? Is there something heavy, a burden, an emotion that just or something that just doesn't function or work for me
Mhm.
to, like, what's possible, right? Does that make sense?
It does.
So, it's like breaking free moment to moment, breaking free from beliefs that don't serve us, breaking free
Mhm.
from the heaviness of being responsible for your child or your
Yes.
job or your daily activities or it's
Yes.
just like breaking free to have something that works for you.
Want to be
To
free.
be free.
Yeah.
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 So tell me more because I feel so connected to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, um, I'm my job in mental health that I've been working in, it's a lot of me being pulled into, like, this other version of reality, right? And, like, kind of, like, matrixing, like, in the matrix with all these people and all, like, the various disorders that they have going on. And, like, if you're listening to this and you have a mental health illness, take care of yourself.
Mm.
I've been there, so I understand. Like, I
Mhm.
have been in that hell, so I feel like I can speak on
Yes.
it. And it is, like, all the indoctrination, all the beliefs, all the things, that's really what is going on.
Mm.
Um, and it's having to meet people in that space and trying to break them free
Yes.
from that,
Yes.
and some people don't wanna let go.
Right.
Like, it's literally bringing the horse and trying to make them drink, and we just can't. They just won't. They, like, don't wanna wake up, and
Mm.
they'll do everything. There's this beautiful quote by Carl Jung that says, the human I forget exactly how it goes, but something about the human mind or the human psyche something or the ego will fight and do anything to avoid facing its own soul,
Mm.
and that's what these people are doing, and I just can't. Like, it's so hard for me to be in that space constantly and then be, like, back on the other side of the spectrum
Mm.
where I'm, like, so connected, like, spiritually.
Mhm.
Um, and I think they have served each other in a great way
Mm.
for over the last, what is it, like 4.5 years I've been working there. But I think I'm really being called to step out of that space now. It's like, look, you've helped and done the work that you needed to do and be in service to the people that needed it while you've been there.
Mm.
And now I'm calling you to step into a different place. Um, yeah, and I can feel it. It's back to the body. I
My
can
heart
feel
is
it in my
beating so
body.
fast right now. I
Is
feel
it?
like it's like pitter patter because I feel connected to what you're saying. And it's
Mhm.
like that responsibility is so
Yeah.
huge. And you've served such a great purpose in being in it.
Mhm.
And it's like, when do you decide to take a step back? Because it's draining. I could imagine how draining it is
Yeah.
because it's like the duality of like, you know what you know in the
Mhm.
spiritual realm and how you can best support, but like they're just what
Yeah.
will it take for it to come together and marry
Mhm.
each other? And like for people to have that experience of breaking free and really seeing like, wow, it yeah. I had this moment in ceremony recently. It was just last weekend. And it was
Mhm.
about like inner child work and the groups that I've worked with. And again, going back to discernment, like, are these just thoughts of
Mhm.
me thinking like maybe I get to take a step back and pause
Mhm.
or do something different? And
Mhm.
it just like that was such a huge reminder right now of the work that you do
Mhm.
and the work that you're doing on the other end. And so I was thinking like people that I've worked with come with so much stuff.
Mm.
And I think you're an
I understand.
empathetic,
Mhm.
like an
Yeah.
empath.
Yeah, I'm like a super empath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We take that energy and
Mhm.
it's like sometimes the shit that we get to let go of is not even ours. And I believe
Yeah.
that our ancestors, like I've had ceremonies where I'm just like hands on my knees and just screaming like, "Ah," but like that was the voice that I get to be for those that didn't get to speak,
Yeah.
right? That's the voice that I get to be for
Mhm.
those that didn't have that power or the permission to speak on their
Mhm.
experiences, right? Or just anything that matters to them or like what
Yeah.
could be. And so I had that revelation last
Mm.
weekend about fuck, like
Yeah.
what if, right? Like the things that I hold on to or that I've held on to up until now is other people's stuff that I'm
Yeah.
just like, because I again,
I feel that 100% too.
I feel like I've let go of a lot of things and I've worked on myself heavily.
Mhm.
And I know there's layers and there's continuous work, and it shows up in my relationship and the things that the hidden or the closet conversations
Yes.
that I don't talk about, or the closet pain, if you will.
Mhm.
And sometimes I wonder, like, is it all mine?
Mhm.
Is it half and half? Like, is there a percentage? Is there, but I really do believe as an empath that we take on also that as a responsibility,
Yeah.
not so much to fix,
Mhm.
but to heal.
Yeah. No, I agree. And I think it's so funny you bring this up because I literally was cleaning some of my books and I opened this book
Mm.
and it says, it's called Heal It, Feel It to Heal It.
Oh,
And I opened the book and it's literally this writing about women and men. And it's talking, and it's vice versa. Like it can be either or.
mhm.
But basically, what it's talking about is it's saying that usually women, because we're such big feelers and because societally men have been taught to not feel,
Yes.
they hold it in and they're emotionally unavailable. So, what ends up happening is then we reflect the emotions that they're not showing.
Hmm.
So, the stuff that they're repressing actually gets transferred to us and we start holding and we try to express it
Mm.
and then we start becoming overwhelmed, volatile, hysterical,
Yes.
dysregulated, masculine. And the reason why is because we're carrying all those energy and that emotion that the masculine isn't expressing,
Oh, that's
and vice versa. And the masculine is holding what the feminine is not expressing.
mm.
So, like, it's exactly what you're talking about. Like, we're holding those things. And I've learned this actually in ceremony. And this is something that spirit taught me was that I'm a channel.
Mm.
I'm like a hollow energy. I'm a hollow thing for the energy to move into me and use my vessel to shift and change whatever it is that it's asking me to do.
Right.
So, like, when I'm in ceremony, I'm like an I I'm an energy anchor, so I hold a certain frequency, and I'm also a channel. So I have energy from other people, and I can feel it coming from other people, coming in and through me, and I process and transmute and alchemize it, and then I release and I let it go.
Mm.
And, like,
Mhm.
that's why sometimes when we're in ceremony, I go just sit next to people and meditate because
Yeah.
I can feel their energy is super heavy and dense,
Mm.
and spirit's like, you need to go over there and you need to transmute some of that energy. And I come and I channel it and I transmute it. And same thing, like spirit will bring energy to me from the universe and from things, will bring it to me, we'll transfer it into something else and we'll give it to humanity and
Wow.
people. So it's like, it's incredible.
It's like your Mama Gaia, like
Yeah.
Mother Earth. Mother Earth, really, like I've learned that like grounding, right? Like she
hmm
will take the soil and just plant something new and
Yes.
it'll bloom. And it's like that
Yeah.
constant just
Just, yes.
transmuting energy to turn into
hmm
something beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for the work that you do. I
Yes. Of
I
course.
worked
Thank
in mental
you.
health for a short time, but like
Mm.
4.5 years, like
It's tough. Yeah. And I worked with people with so many different diagnoses. And that's how I can show up in this space. Not only because I've faced it with myself, but I've sat with others in their darkness and supported them.
mm,
Like people that are literally like psychotic,
mm,
like lost, and bringing those people back. And I've used meditation and things to bring people back to go look for them
mm,
when they're in psychosis.
wow.
And people have been like, "You showed up in my dream," or like, "I had a vision of you." They're like, "I don't know how." They're like, "I felt you." And I was like, "'Cause I was in the mind space. I
Mm,
was in another realm. I was looking for you."
wow.
And I've brought people back that way. So, like, it's all the work that we're doing, but again, like, I think you understand how we're being called to step into a different place
Yeah.
because it's like you've done the work that you needed to meet that dense energy.
Mm,
You've done that, and now I need you to shift into, like, the higher chakras or the higher energy where you're meeting people that are ready,
yeah.
right? Like, I'm ready to meet the people that are like, "The work,
Here
I
I
wanna
am.
do it. Whatever
Yeah.
it is,
Yeah.
I'm ready." And, like, that's what I'm creating. I mean, and that's what we're creating.
Yeah.
And that's the world we're creating for people. And it's
It
beautiful.
is
Yes. And I
beautiful.
was so excited for it.
Yes. 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 And it's really honing into our gifts
hmm
that like there's a knowing of what we can create. And I think a lot of it for me, I make up that it has to do with what I went through, what I
hmm
experienced, because we can only step into that for other people if we've walked
Yes.
somewhat through their shoes, right? Like
Yes.
we can't experience, I can't tell you how to feel or how to be about a certain thing if I haven't lived through it.
Yeah.
But similar experiences, I can say I've been there and I know more or less what you're going through. And I
hmm
can serve from the gifts that I already have versus like chasing the carrot. Like, I need to learn this and that. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm already it.
You're
We're
already
already
it.
it.
We're
You're
it.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree 100%. And I literally just had this talk with somebody else too about how the difference between like mind knowing, mind information knowing,
Yeah.
and actually walking a path, right? And like we have walked that path and that's how we know versus like just studying it and then
Mhm.
thinking that you know and you can walk the path because you've studied it. There's a very big
Oh, it's a
difference.
huge distinction because it's in
So
your
different.
fabrics. It's in your
Yes.
being already.
Yes.
Yes.
And it's like when I hire people
Mm.
to come work with me, with people with mental illness
Mhm.
or just on their mental health journey, I like to call it.
Mhm.
I don't hire the person that's got like their master's degree that just graduated and their last job was like Starbucks. I hire the person that's like, my brother has schizophrenia.
Right.
I've had alcohol abuse in my life. I was
Mhm.
addicted to freaking heroin and living as a homeless person.
Mhm.
I was on the street. I had family members that died. I've gone through all this healing and all this changing of energy to be here now. That's the person I get because that
Absolutely.
person has walked the path.
Yes.
So it's like those two differences
Mhm.
and we walk that path. And that's how we know because we're walking that path. And
And we've
it's
lit
a
up our own
difference.
path. And
Yes.
that's the thing is that we know our light and we
Mhm.
know what we can offer because we know that we have that gift of
Yes.
lighting up other people
Yes.
through our experiences. Yeah.
I love it.
Yes.
Okay, last question for you.
Okay.
What would you say is your biggest lesson that you have learned through your spiritual journey?
Um, my biggest lesson that I've learned through my spiritual journey, I think it's the duality
Mhm.
of being in this 3D, you know, um, world
Mhm.
dimension, and also knowing that like there's the highest and greatest good, that there's no
Mhm.
ego, there's no judgment, there's no, I should be this or I should be that. It's like, I'm so divine and I'm so like perfect, whole, and complete.
Mhm.
And it's like weaving through knowing that there's also the other side of me that like comes up and like, oh
Mhm.
my goodness, it's all the stuff,
All the human
all the
stuff.
human stuff and like being okay with it. You know,
Mhm.
it's like, okay, what is this lesson now? What is this person trying to teach me? What is this situation trying to teach me? So I
Mhm.
think it's knowing that like there's a duality.
Mhm.
There's a knowing of who I am and who I say I am, right?
Mhm.
That's ego and all that. But like it's just practicing more and more to be on the side of who I am, my true
Mhm.
essence.
Yes.
Yeah. What
Mm.
I get to practice and give and hone in and
Mhm.
surrender to
Yes.
versus like all the other bullshit
I
that
know.
doesn't serve my highest and greatest good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's part of the duality,
It
like you're
is.
saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's honoring it when those things come up. You know, it's
Mhm.
like, okay, I'm perfect, but I'm also imperfect.
Yeah.
You know,
And I get to love being imperfect
all of
too.
it.
Yeah.
All of
And it's all part of
yeah.
the beautiful dance,
Yeah.
the great game that we play.
Yes.
Yeah.
The beautiful dance that we call life.
Yes,
Mm,
I agree.
so sweet.
I
I
love
love
it.
it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here, Jen. I really appreciate it. Yeah, and I love talking to you. I love how far we've come just from the moment that we met each other.
I knew there was something
Yeah, me
about you in that
too.
class. I was
I
like,
knew
I can
it.
connect with this
I knew it
girl.
too. I was
Yes.
like, when I just saw your energy and just like felt like the music you would play, I was like, oh, this girl's on my vibe right here. I know she is. Totally. Yeah.
Mhm.
So I felt it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're welcome. So tell people where they can find you. Where's your social media? If you have a website, where can people find you and connect with you?
Sure, they can connect with me on IG, Break
Mm-hmm.
Free with Jen.
Mm-hmm.
We do, when I say we, my partner and I do events, breath work,
Mm-hmm.
sound bath, healing, things like that.
Dancing.
Um, but yeah, if you want to connect on social, Break Free with Jen. If you feel called to just sending a message, connecting, questions about inner child,
Mm-hmm.
work, just to have a conversation. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd love to hear from people.
Perfect.
So
And I'll
thank you.
put all Jen's information in the show notes so you guys can find her. And thank you, Jen, for being
Thank
here today.
you. Thank you for this platform that you've created because it's very inspiring. It's very inspiring to be able to unlock your
Mhm.
voice and be that possibility for other people to unlock
Yes.
their voice because you've certainly helped me to unlock my voice, not
Good.
only here,
Mm-hmm.
but in a space that we shared ceremony in.
Yes.
I won't go too far
That's okay.
down, but I think you were braiding my hair
Mm-hmm.
and that like really supported me in the
Yeah.
moment.
I remember you telling me it reminded you of your mom.
Yeah. So thank you for the work that you do.
Yeah, you're welcome. And we started with your mom
Yes.
and we're ending with her. So honoring your mom today
Mhm.
too. Yeah. Thank you.
Mm.
Namaste.
Namaste. No mistake.
Yay. Thank you for tuning in to the feminine voice of God. May the divine feminine within you continue to guide and inspire your spiritual journey. Stay connected, share your insights, and embody the wisdom shared on our podcast. Until next time, may the sacred essence of the feminine illuminate your path.